From Thea Bowman Leadership Academy, this is Jim Peters along with Steve Hanlon. We're here to preview this weekend's Class 2A state championship game between Bowman Academy and Linton Stockton. We're down to one, Steve, and I think
actually two.
Who's our other one?
Oh, I thought you meant in this game. No. Two teams have to play.
That's right.
Sorry. I'm not real good at math.
Okay, yeah, Linton Stockton's a little outside of the region, but yeah, we're down to Bowman. I think back in November when we were previewing, I think we figured this is one of a couple three teams that certainly had a legitimate shot to get to Indianapolis, and here they are. Returning where they were last year and finishing second last year, and the Class A state champions in 2010. Certainly a program that's had a lot of success and a lot of familiarity with the state finals, and here they're back again this week.
Yeah, I think the Eagles certainly have a better shot than last year because Yogi Farrell isn't on Linton Stockton. I mean, he made Bowman Academy Swiss cheese last year, you know. And I've never seen a Bowman team pounded like that. So talking with some of the guys earlier, they have a little chip on their shoulder. You know, they didn't play very well. And you know, to call it embarrassing might be a little too strong, but, you know, there were a lot of heads down at the end of last year's state final. So, you know, from what I can tell, they have a lot of respect for Linton Stockton. You know, some very good ball players on that team. Greene County in southern Indiana is a hotbed for small school basketball in this state. A ton of very good teams have come out of there. So this is going to be a very interesting game. You know, Mike Crawford from Tipton last year scored 40. Last week scored 40 again, and last year, you know, against Bowman. You know, it'll be interesting to see if Linton Stockton's bigs can get to the bucket and finish.
We took a quick couple minutes to chat with Coach Marvin Array of Bowman Academy to get his thoughts as he and the Eagles prepare for Saturday's Class 2A state championship game against Linton Stockton.
It's exciting. I mean, it's exciting. I know they always ask the question, does it get old? No, it doesn't, especially when you got a totally different set of guys, new challenges, new hurdles to overcome. I mean, it's exciting. As you guys can see, these guys are totally happy. They're excited. It's now all new for them. So I guess my job is now to get them back focused for Saturday.
Well, let me, you know, I always have to ask one hardball question, but the last 2 years your season ended in a game you want to forget. You know, Morgan Township 2 years ago here. Last year, Indianapolis Park Tudor really took it to you guys. Yogi Farrell, you know, just had an unbelievable game. I asked a couple of the guys, do you have a chip on your shoulder in the respect you don't want to go to Indianapolis and lay an egg again?
Oh, definitely. I mean, from a coach's perspective, no coach wants to go anywhere and lose like that. I mean, Morgan Township here at home doing sectionals was embarrassing. Going down playing against Yogi and those guys, losing by 20, you know, 20,000 people sitting there watching. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. But I tell you, I guess the one good thing when you look at our roster, we have maybe 4 or 5 guys that experience both. And, you know, losing the sectionals against Morgan Township, hey, we're on somewhat of a mission last year to get back downstate. Well, they got there, and, you know, the lights, camera, action kind of got to them. Well, this year I think they're more focused. They had 2 years where they experienced a little success last year, but we need to go get it done this year.
Coach, at this point in the week, just talk about what you've been able to pick up on Linton Stockton, and just without giving away the whole game plan, just a few keys to the game on Saturday for the Eagles.
Well, first, Linton Stockton sitting here. I know that they're led by their football quarterback, and we're led by our football quarterback, so we're going to go out and run some option plays. No, really.
Nice.
But no, I know Linton is a senior-driven team. Those guys are totally excited. This is their first year to the state championship. They're riding a wave. They do have 2 key players, 1 6'5", 6'8", that can score, average about 20 points. What I do know of those guys is that they will slow the ball down, but don't let them fool you. They can get up and down the court also. I've actually seen them get up and down the court, so it should be exciting. I know they're going to bring the whole town, and it's going to be rocking in the building.
Coach, just talk about maybe the city of Gary and just the region in general. Hopefully, getting on board and you're supporting the lone local representative at state this week, and it's hopefully seeing a good turnout from Northwest Indiana and Indianapolis on Saturday.
Yeah, I always talk to my guys about winning sectionals and representing your school, your student body. Our school being a smaller school, it really gives our students something to walk around the city and be proud of. And every step we take, we're not just representing our school, we're representing the region, And I tell you what, hats off to Andran. I tell you, I mean, we were there cheering for Andran. Andran cheered us on, and I tell people that, when they talk about the region, it's kind of like a family here. I mean, family may argue or get into it with one another. When we step out the door, no one else can come in between us. And hey, I tell you, Andran cheered us on. We cheered those guys on. It's really a proud moment. I told those guys they should be proud and make sure they represent the region well. We have some great teams up this way. Unfortunately, everyone didn't make it, but I mean, we need to go and make sure that we represent and do our best for all the teams here in our region.
Down to one team, as we alluded to, and now let's talk about the region getting on board with its lone representative at this point in time, and maybe this week being a case where it's Bowman Academy not just representing their school in the city of Gary, but all of Northwest Indiana. And here's hoping that folks will go down there and support our one representative that we have left.
Well, I think this March you're going to have more 2A teams from up here going to support them than 3A, unlike a year ago. With the Eagles going up to 3A, the challenge that 3A programs up here are going to have facing them, they're still very young, a lot of talent in the underclassmen. So I would hope so. I mean, there's the charter school thing is still, some people have an uneasy feeling about it. Bowman Academy has done everything the IHSAA has asked. I don't believe they cheat. I've never seen evidence. Kids come here. It's a great program. It's a good school, all that things. So I would hope people would support them. These are a group of really good kids. I would hope so. Linton Stockton coach Joey Hart, who actually played with Crown Point coach Clint Swan at Union Duggar, I think it was 100 years ago, but he's very well connected with coaches around the state. I wouldn't be surprised if some guys come in for his team to scrimmage against, some quicker guys, that kind of thing. I don't think they're going to have the freshman team scrimmaging against them this week. So
unless they put all 12 of them out on the floor at one time, possibly.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, I would probably give a slight edge to Bowman just because of their depth, but Crawford was amazing last week, and I think the Miners have two kids, and their names if I don't have my cheat sheet, these are classic. They're almost like region names.
Yeah, they're great. They're great Scrabble names. You could get about a 30-point double bonus word score for being able to spell these out on a Scrabble board.
Well,
I think you might actually have to start across and then go down to finish a couple of their names.
Des Figueroa, I think, and then Austin Carrasca or something.
All right.
I wrote the story that was in today's paper, but I need my cheat sheet. So, but it's going to be just a great ball game, and hopefully the place will be packed, unlike last year, and that kind of thing.
Stay tuned to NWI.com and the Times all week for coverage wall to wall. Most of it by my colleague here, Steve Hanlon, on Bowman Academy and its preparations for the Class 2A state finals. Steve and I am sure will be tweeting during the course of the game on Saturday to provide.
Did you say tweeting or freezing?
Freezing. a little of both, but
You're a Democrat. Do you believe in global warming? Get it while it's hot?
Not today.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my president picked Indiana to win the national championship, so I'm a little off balance today. I'm not.
Al Gore was
sure
behind Bowman Academy with his hands over a garbage can warming themselves.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right, folks. Well, speaking of that kind of humor, you'll get a little of that with our tweeting at Saturday's game. In addition to quite possibly once in a while a little insightful nugget of basketball information squeezed in there along the way. So hopefully, if you can't join us down in Indianapolis to see the Eagles, you'll be able to follow us online and on Twitter as we cover the state championship game this weekend from Indianapolis.